I call this meeting of the East China Charter Township Arts Commission agenda to order. Roll call. John?
John Grabsky here.
Okay. Gibson?
Here.
Me? Dan Kell? Don?
Donald Wills.
Evelyn?
Evelyn Toles.
And
Ron Miller.
Ron Miller. Okay. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Can I help you?
Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right.
You okay?
Did everybody approve the agenda and look at it and read it?
Yes, I make a motion to approve the agenda.
All right. Anybody seconding?
I'll
I
second the
will.
motion.
Okay.
And approve the minutes?
The minutes are from the April meeting, correct?
Well, I didn't get the minutes, so I'm looking to see if they've been included.
We didn't have the last two meetings.
So we're approving that.
So today.
How is our chair not getting the meeting, the minutes?
No, she is. It's in here.
No, I did not. I went through everything in my head. And I printed out, well, yeah, it's now, but this should have been ahead of time so that I could give some great attention to it.
When did you get the minutes?
Right here,
Today?
right here.
I think we got the email a while ago, like before the May meeting.
I got the same email, so.
Did anyone else get minutes prior to that? Ron?
I don't believe so.
Evelyn?
It's in here, yeah.
Kids, Ron.
Yes, I make a motion to approve the minutes, please.
I want to look at them first.
Okay.
Right in your packet.
Who's in charge of the minutes?
These ones, I think,
Every minute.
well, it depends, remember, because it goes back, it was back and forth.
So you
Yeah, I
kind of
did
had to
few-
switch over, but,
When we had a recording secretary, it was a recording secretary.
yeah, and then she,
When she quit, I took over the minutes again.
so.
I was doing them until,
It's okay, I understand that you're overworked. but
no, it's not that, no, I don't mind, they're totally fine.
I
I
just,
just-
guys, we used to get them like a month, a couple of weeks ahead of time.
A week ahead of time.
Yeah,
They're
and
supposedly-
then we could rehearse them.
Right.
But now somehow we don't get those?
Oh, we do, it's just, if you recall, we didn't have the last two meetings.
Well, one meeting.
And I'm the new recording secretary, so I can make
Right.
sure that you guys receive them now.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
If I can just clarify that, yeah, we've got a new recording secretary, and she
Yes.
will send draft minutes to myself and the clerk,
Mhm.
and then we will be sending those along to you.
Okay.
So she's just started with us, so we're getting that process in place.
Well, enjoy.
That would be fine.
Yep.
But I'm just making sure what's
That's-
going on.
that's the
Yeah,
process.
so it's been a
Okay.
process.
So,
So did you get through them, Don?
I'm good enough with it.
So I had already made a motion to approve the minutes, the April minutes. If
I'll
someone
second
could-
it. So we have our guest speaker.
That would be me, I guess.
Yes.
Is that you?
You need,
You get the podium.
all right. You guys should have a packet in front of you.
Yep.
It's in a blue folder.
Which,
Blue.
okay,
Make sure I can see here.
I swear I've seen these on your
there we go.
plant.
Oh.
All right,
So my name is Bill Feelhauer. I'm a retiree of DTE. I worked there 36 years. My whole career was there. Started out shoveling coal and ended up in management. So goods and bads. But anyways, the plant's closed. They have 2 locomotives that are in that building across the street over there, that silver building. 213 and 217. Quite a history with each of those machines. There's actually, DTE bought like, I think about 8 of them at the same time. They're at different plants. They're not as iconic as the one that is in Marysville. I mean, that was a steam engine. I mean, it's a beautiful machine there. In fact, they're using that as their 100-year anniversary plaque. So I did talk to some people at DT. I've been trying to get this through to both DT and through you guys for the past couple of years. And I guess the time is now that I did get some estimates on what it would take to move the thing. Little,
can I
Yeah.
stop you for
Sure.
1 second? Can you tell me how much that is?
It's right here.
yeah, I'm just gonna get to that.
Go ahead.
Okay, so, I looked at several different companies to move it. Some contacts through DT, some through friends. I mean, I was a project manager and an engineer at the plant. And, I looked at a total package. And if you look at the sheet right there, you can see that some of it's filled in, some of it is not. So the big money items are the trailer, the rigging, and the state permits.
Why are they
And-
so high?
That's just what they cost.
Is
That's
it that
actually-
way?
$23,000?
Oh my gosh, yes. I got, the other estimates were 45,000. I mean, they gotta lift this machine up, put it on a trailer, and haul it down the road. It weighs 200,000 tons, or pounds.
And once it gets to our place, once it gets to our park,
Well, let me, if you would, can I go through this?
Yes, please.
You know,
yes, I'm
and
sorry,
I think it'll be self-explanatory.
So
If
sorry.
you kind of go through this.
go ahead.
So those are the 2 bigger ticket items. I did kind of look at it to say, all right, what else needs to be done? And if you look through that package, I think I laid it out. I think I gave away most of my stuff, but.
Do you want a copy of the pack?
That's all right.
Okay.
Are you talking about concrete as well?
Oh, no.
Okay.
So, let me just go through it a little bit.
Please.
So let's just say we get the train, we have to make it safe. In other words, we have to weld everything down so it's kid safe. That's what they did at the Marysville plant, you know, the Marysville machine. You have to drain all the oils and all the fluids and everything else. And then you have to load it on a trailer. There is one other option that I'm still digging into, but at this point, load it on a trailer, and you have to haul it down this road and down. The proposed site, and I just picked it just because it was easy. It was an easy place to put it. It would be the second parking lot, the third parking lot, actually. You could pull it right in. I don't know if you guys know where I'm talking about. Over here on Rico Road. So you have the play yard.
There's, yeah.
Do you?
I think that's the area by the dumpster that we discussed,
Okay,
by the playground areas.
Yeah, so there's a parking lot
okay.
just west of the play area. Right there, right next to that is where I would say we put it.
Okay.
Just because it would be easy to get to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when I talked to the permit people, so I talked to all the permit people, I talked to the park commissioner, I talked to the politicians, I talked to a lot of folks. So you also have to have a police escort, which you have to pay for, which would be the sheriff's department, which I found out. I did not get an estimate for that. So the rigging and trailer would be $23,000. And the trailer, I was surprised that it didn't come together, but it doesn't. That's just the way it is. And I did talk to several folks. Some of them want to disassemble the train and move it. That's much more expensive. And then the crane is separate, which is $10,646. That's J.J. Curran.
Cause you have to pick it up off that trailer, right?
They have to put it on the trailer too.
As well, okay.
Yeah, and again, you know, it's 44 feet long, I believe. I don't know if I have the specs in there. I don't think I put that in there. But
It's not necessary.
but anyways, it's a big machine.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta put it on the trailer, and you gotta haul it down. And then the pad for it, I don't know if you guys know Wally Street, he's a local guy.
That's not part of this.
Oh, yeah, it is part of this.
Oh, it is part of
Yeah,
it.
if you go down,
So the
you'll
pad
see-
you're gonna put it on,
Yeah, if you look
concrete,
in your
you're gonna-
packet, it's not concrete.
I'm sorry.
If you look in your
I
packet-
just got this, so forgive
That's
me.
all right, just flip through and you'll see the
All right,
packet.
I will.
You'll see that, those are the two estimates which come next. So you have the estimate, that's first. Second, you have the estimate from Barnhart, and you have the estimate from J.J. Curran. That's the trailer, then it's crane. The next estimate, or not estimate, is just a drawing. It's actually the same drawing that they used at Marysville. It's the same plan. The two structural engineers I worked with at DTE, Wally Street, who's a local guy, he still works for DTE, and he's retired, and John Decatur, who's another structural engineer. If you look at the packet, it's way more simple than I thought. So I did question Wally about it. I've known him for all my career. It's only 1 foot 6 inches deep. They put if you look at the packet, you'll see it in there, the drawing.
So only 1 foot 6 inches of concrete.
No concrete,
No concrete.
nope.
What goes under it?
Well, you can see it if you.
I can't. I'm slightly blind, so forgive me.
Okay, so what they do is they lay a driveway manning down, then they put 22A down,
Okay.
and they compact it,
Gravel.
and then you put your track on that. That's the exact same thing they did at the one at Marysville. That
And-
thing, when they first moved it there, it started sinking, so DTE supplied the engineers to fix it. That's
And
what
what
they
did they do to fix it?
They designed that, what I just told you.
So gravel.
Gravel, yes. And then on top of that, you put something kid-safe down, and that's what the packet
Of
actually
course.
shows.
Yeah.
And this is just a hand drawing. I called Wally and I said, send me what you did for Marysville and make sure it'll handle the added weight of a larger locomotive, because this one's much bigger than the one that,
I'm slightly sorry for busting your hump on this, but I gotta know what you're doing before I vote for it, so,
that's all right.
okay?
I expected
Yeah.
to have questions. That's good.
Keep going.
All right. So, once you get it there, I did get an estimate to paint it, and I was very disappointed with that estimate.
How much?
It was $23,000. No, wait.
Every time?
No, hang on a minute. I had that estimate.
5,000?
13,000.
18,000. And this is a company that I had worked with
Each time?
before.
Each time it gets painted.
And
Well,
then
you
repaint
should have
the
to paint
DTE
it.
logo an additional $5,000.
Yeah, so I think we can do way, way better than that. So let me just tell you the way I think this
Yes.
through, okay?
Go ahead.
One step at a time. Sounds like a lot of money. You're talking probably $50,000 to get it over there. I know the park doesn't have $50,000. I know nobody's got $50,000. Politicians don't even have it. I mean, I tried. But I'm not done trying. DTE doesn't have that money right now to give to it, but I haven't presented to them yet. The first thing I'm looking for is, do you guys want it?
All right,
What is,
let's just get everybody give a nod right now. Yes or no?
we want it if we can afford it. I want a lot of things that I cannot afford.
Well,
So
so-
we're gonna say yes.
Okay,
How's
so if, the whole thing is before I start peddling for money,
Keep going.
I have to say, the park wants it, and DT's gonna get it. So the next step is to go to DT and say, I want a signed paper that says, you are gonna donate this. Then I will work on these contractors to lower their price and do some fanfare. I mean, cause I really think this is gonna be can you imagine a train going down this?
Something special, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I gave you in that packet some pictures. That's the machine.
I will read those over tonight.
Well, these are pictures.
Right.
Okay. I got posted as well.
That's the machine. So as I said, it's not as iconic as the one in Marysville, but it was we used to have kids to work day. You know, bring your kids to work day at DTE. This was the big hit. I mean, those machines, they both run. I mean, I couldn't.
This thing runs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, there's two machines in there. They both run. The other one, somebody else is interested, they're gonna drive it there.
We're probably gonna take this if you can figure it out.
Well, okay.
So,
So I guess what I'm
I'm
saying
gonna
is,
say it out loud. We're gonna
Yeah.
take it.
so I guess what
No, you cannot.
I'm saying is that I think that the next step for me would be to go to DT. Unfortunately, I've been retired for 2 years. I don't have as many contacts as I used to have. I did talk to Larry Simons. He had some contacts. Those have kind of retired too. So we're all getting a little bit older. But I do still have people there that I can contact and sit down with. Phil Whitman, has anybody heard of him? All right, so I've talked to Phil several times. He's the guy who does community outreach. He's the guy who in charge of, community outreach, basically, you know. But one of the things that I really think that I can sell here and get money for is just the history of St. Clair Power Plant. It was built in 1954. It employed thousands and thousands of people. The taxes, it has to be in the millions. I mean, tens of millions over those years.
Actually, we gave him a tax break, so be careful with that.
They still paid a lot in taxes, believe me. I did manage the budget at St. Clair for quite a few years, so I do know a little bit about it.
Let's keep going.
So, and just the people would like to see a momentum of the plan of Detroit Edison. Now, it's called DT Edison right now. On the side of that machine, it says DT Energy, or Detroit Edison. And I just think it would be something that the community could embrace, and we could put a little bit of history there. The thousands of tons of coal and the how many megawatts of power it produced. It would be pretty cool. So, what I'm here to get from you guys is the nod to say, yes, the park will take it. And I think.
And if we
you said-
cannot in the long run afford it, will they take it back?
Wait a minute. Hold
No,
on a
I mean,
second.
look, we're looking, we have 3,200 on the side.
That's not the way it works. The way it works is if you say you'll take it,
Then
it's
you
not
keep
going
it.
anyplace. It's in
That's
a
it.
shed over there. I'm not thinking we're gonna be able to do anything till next year. It's not hurting anything where it's at. They're not tearing anything down. So I would just say to them, look, they would really like it. These are the challenges that we have financially. Can you help us with that?
Well, we'd have to have a lot of help.
Excuse me. Cindy,
Mm-hmm.
is our township willing to sacrifice $50,000?
Well, I think what we're asking for is, you want to put a hold sticker on it.
Yeah, I just wanna, I don't wanna go and pitch my
Yeah.
case. I do, the guy's the president of the company, I love him.
So, right.
Whether he remembers me or not, I don't know.
I hate to interject again. When I ask you a question, can you just answer it? Can the township pay for this or not?
I can't answer that question because we don't have
Because you're the
concrete
manager.
figures.
You're the one with the money.
but it's the township board that
It's the
needs to
board of
approve
trustees.
it, and it's not.
So that's
Just
right
hold
there.
on. Just let me finish my question, all right? Because I have had just about enough of this. Can you or can you not afford $50,000?
I don't have it in any budget right now.
And we're not talking about this year, it's potentially next year.
So we
But
will
we're
try.
talking about many options for
We'll try.
funding this
I
project.
guess, let me just reiterate
I don't
what
think
my
that's-
thought process is.
Go ahead.
You guys say yes, DTE says yes. There's already been, is Denise here, or Deanna?
Yep.
Oh, hi Deanna.
Hi.
I'm talking on the phone.
Yes.
There's been paperwork already signed, you guys had to submit some stuff to be a nonprofit, in order for you to receive it. I thought it was going well, now I get, deaf ears over, from DTE, so I have to stir the pot a little bit over there. So, you guys say yes, I go over there and I say, look, these guys want this, and I give them the same kind of talk about how it would be great for the community. It would be great PR for DTE. It would be great PR for these companies as well, to be part of this. I mean, it would, if we do it right, it would be on the news,
Yes.
moving a locomotive. I mean, we could make this so that people would do this for a lot less than $50,000. But I wasn't gonna tell them that when I wanted them to bid on this. I just wanted them to bid on it. So now, I got the okay from you guys, I believe. I'll talk to DTE, and then we'll start looking at money. And I'll tell them, look, if we can't come up with the 50 grand, then they can't afford to have it at this point. They can't come up with that kind of money. And I'll just tell them that. So,
Ladies and gentlemen of the Park Commission, let's have a vote on whether or not you wish to accept this donation.
I will say aye.
What about you, Evan?
Yes.
Ron? Suzanne?
Yes.
And Jeff? Okay, we have unanimous acceptance.
okay, great. So what I'll do is I'll schedule something with DTE, and then I'll see what I can do with them. If we do have the hot summer that we have, maybe they'll loosen up the purse strings a little bit. I don't know, and it depends on who I talk to over there, to see what we can do. And then, if I get the okay from them, then I'll start working on these contractors and start saying, all right, this is the way we visualize this happening, so.
And I hate to do this again to you. Do you have contractors?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's in your packet.
Yeah.
2 contractors so far, and I did contact more than 2, but they were just like way out. One of them just said, look, we're
Off
out
the
of.
charts? Okay.
Yeah, they were like $45,000 and, we won't do the rigging either. It's like, here I got a guy who's gonna do the rigging and the trailer for $23,000.
Okay.
We also have to move wires, we have all kinds of things that have to be done.
We had to pull wires down to get that thing
Yeah,
over
so,
here.
but I have all that kinda covered. I've already talked to people from DT, so I'll arrange
That's
all
so
that.
much.
Well, so, I was a project manager at DTE. I
Yeah,
managed many things
like that?
much larger, much
Okay.
larger.
Okay.
I mean, I did all the overhauls at
So
that.
you can handle it?
Yes, I did
Okay.
all the overhauls at that plant. They were $50 million in 10 weeks. So, and I had to have it
Bit of a.
right down to nailed down. So I do kind of know a little bit about project management. So I will cover it. I mean, I'll cover the bases, let me put it that
But
way.
you're not bonded or anything like that, right?
No, but the companies have to be bonded. When I did talk to, the permit guy, he said, well, I won't give you a permit. The people have to apply for the permit.
In other words,
No, no,
You're
no.
speaking to us right now, right?
No, no, no.
No.
The company who's moving it.
Okay.
They have to be bonded. So it's all covered through them. He was pretty helpful. The only thing that I can see is a couple of hindrances here is, this is a state road, so you gotta get a state and a local permit. The local, you guys control that, or they would. Yes.
There's an old track to the west side, used to come right by my house, but right by the Bell River, by the Township sewer plant. Is that still an active track? Could
Well,
that-
I walked that down just last Friday.
Can they bring that train to, no?
You can bring it, but it goes around the pile. So that's the other option that I still want to look into, is they call them temporary tracks. And it almost looks like a train set when I got online and looked at them. And they just set down these tracks and then they drive the thing over there. So,
Well,
but-
J.J. Current I'm quite familiar with it. My buddy ran Conrail Detroit Structure and
Oh.
Bridges for 30 years.
Mhm.
And Curran moved a lot of stuff. They'll pick that train up like it's a toy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was just thinking they could maybe pick it
Well-
at the road and swing it across the road without permits.
No, well, you would have to, it's too much of a distance. On the west side, there's a berm there. There is one little swath that you might be able to squeeze it through. On the front side here, there's a flat spot that maybe you could drive it through and avoid getting on M29 and avoid that permit. So that's something I'm gonna check into some more. So I'll do the due diligence. You know, I mean, when I was doing project management, we had to get 2-3 estimates on everything before we, you know,
We're about
Get it.
to start that as well.
well, I think it's a good idea. Although there were some contractors that we used that we sole sourced, we used to call it, but we used justification for that. For example, J.J. Curran, if there aren't too many companies that have that size of a crane locally, if we wanted to sole source
That
that,
can handle
then,
that kind of work.
and one of the guys who works for J.J. Curran is Chad McComas, who lives right down the road now. I was talking to him, and a lot of these companies will do charitable work, and they'll get some PR out of it.
Yep, that's what they're looking for.
So, anyways,
I
that's
think
about
DTE
all I
would like
got.
that look too.
Pardon me?
I think DTE would like that look too.
Well, I think so, and I think that if I can get the right audience, I can say
I
to them,
think
you
you're
know,
sitting in front of it right now, so.
well, I'm talking about
Who needs
from
the money?
DTE.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I
Well, good
can,
luck
I think I can squeeze a few more dollars out of them
with that.
and a little bit more, I don't wanna say cooperation, they got their hands full with a lot of things.
They got enough money.
I hear that all the time. When I was in management over there running the budget, that's all I heard. Just like somebody would say to you,
Of
you guys
course.
got all kinds of money.
Right,
Well,
right.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
When you're in charge of it, you know how much money you have.
Till you're
Yeah.
spending it, yeah.
And I know how much money these guys have,
Okay.
and it ain't that much. So anyways, that's what I have. So I'll pursue DTE next. I'll get an audience with them, and then I'll continue working on seeing what we can do.
You did a very nice job here.
Oh, thanks.
I hope this works out.
Well, I do too. There is a guy, I'm trying to think of his name. CJ. Shoot. Dennis Delore told me about him.
Okay.
He's a train enthusiast. And he had some ideas about these temporary tracks. So I'm gonna tap him to see what, he thinks that his idea was, let's make it a running train around the park. And I said,
No.
so let's just do one step at a time here.
No.
Let's get the machine over there and
Let's
see if
pick
we
it up
can,
on a crane and send it over.
But I can tell you one thing, that train was the highlight of the Kids to Work Day. It was, I did operate it way back.
I have a
years ago.
cohort, I have a friend here that, is very interested in bringing that train there.
You mind me asking who that is?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, good.
She,
Because-
she is, very completely on board.
Well, so that's good to hear, because I think that what we might end up doing is a fundraiser, and all those really
Why
very
not?
interested people, retirees who I would be tapping their shoulders and saying, all right, let's
For
see.
the babies, right?
This pad right here, I can pretty much get that done for almost nothing. I know a guy with an excavator, he's a retiree. I know another guy who used to be the township supervisor with a dump truck. He's got.
You know, I'm gonna pick you apart on all.
That's fine.
I'm gonna make you bring your friends over. And
Which friends
fix
are those?
all of it. I'm gonna ask you to bring all of your friends there and make that happen.
Okay. That's fine.
You get me?
I'm not sure what making it happens means.
All right. Put some concrete under that train and bring that train over.
Yeah, yeah.
John,
We don't
let
need
him just
concrete.
get
We
it
can use
back together.
22A. I'll work to get it here. And believe me, if I can get it done, it'll all be on the up and up. It'll all be permitted. It'll all be legal.
Okay.
And we'll have the sheriff's department here, we'll have the wires all moved, we'll have it all done. Like I said, I'm used to
Perfect.
choreographing a lot more complicated things.
I'm sorry for questioning you like I am, but I wanna you know, I wanna know what you're. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I did not give you my phone number on here, but if you wanna talk to me, that's fine.
If you wanna write it down, go ahead.
Well, I'll
Actually,
give
Bill,
it to
you
you right
did.
now. Is it in there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, very good.
I may or may not call you on that one.
Well, you can.
It seems like you're on the ball.
Okay. Well,
Go ahead and fix it.
absolutely. We'll see if we can get it going.
Bye.
All right.
Thank
Any
you
more
very
questions?
much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yep, all right. I'm leaving then.
Bye. I'm sorry.
Have
for
a good
calling.
night.
Really, I expected questions, and it's
I have
actually really good, because the more questions you get asked, the more everybody understands, and maybe people have questions that they wouldn't think of
Exactly what I
until
asked.
somebody asked.
Okay.
So I have no problem with that.
And you're a Michigan man, so. Go ahead and have some
Actually-
fun.
Oakland University,
It's hot as crap
two
out
kids
there.
there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now we have public comment. Would anybody like from the public to comment?
No comments.
Oh, okay. Financial reports, did everybody get a chance to review those? I was amazed to see $8,000 worth of bills this month that we didn't get a chance to see, that were paid by the town, or paid from somewhere out of our accounts.
And where'd it go, where'd it go, where'd it go to?
I don't know. It
Can
just shows
anyone-
up on the financials.
Can anyone tell me?
Are they all budgeted items?
Is this for this month or the month before?
Can Cindy tell me where that one came from?
His financials too?
Are you referring to, so you're gonna have two sets of financials since you didn't meet last month, so I'm not sure where you wanna look first.
Let's see the ledger for last month.
Yeah, but I'm kind of blind. I barely read those. You wanna tell me what it says? Yeah, right.
So the financial reports that showed up from Corinne showed me,
Those would be the only two that would be a question. It's a little high, but they may have already been, they're like prepaid items,
What?
like the
Oh, hang on.
installation and things like that.
Yeah,
okay,
I don't see the last month.
this is dated 5/31/2024,
In the pack.
and it shows expenses of $8,766.37. Unless that is something entirely different. But it shows as expenses. First National Bank, Capital One, First National Bank, DTE Energy, Semco Energy, Kevin's Lawn Care, Wadewood Services, Hunter Electric, First National Bank, Hoist and Lubrication. Okay, part of these would make sense. But we aren't seeing any of these ahead of time. And we are not given the chance to decide whether or not that needs to be done. So given the fact that when this budget started, adopted budget 2024, we only had $10,000 and $920 of a contingency fund. And in 1 month, a lot of that's gone.
So I'm not sure if you want me to speak right now, but the items that you're seeing are items that were in your budget. So we generally would just go ahead and move forward on all of those required payments, whether they be for approved ceiling for those bridges. You've got, for these larger ones, you've got your vegetation control, those are a budgeted expense. Installation of the kayak launch, those are all budgeted expenses. So typically, if they're in the budget and they've been approved as such, then we would just go ahead and move forward to pay those.
All right, so who approves it?
We already did.
We already did.
Yeah.
That's the point. We've already approved all this stuff. All they're doing is,
All those things.
they're executing things that we've already approved.
Then that's a moot point, then let's just let it go. Let's just move on from it.
Except that we're moving on with no money, or very little money.
Well, she's gonna help us with that.
I'm not sure where you're looking regarding that. If you
We
look
have a
at your,
reserve fund that's healthy.
so if you look at your revenue and expenditure report, period ending 5/31, you're going to see where you're at with those budget numbers and what your percent budget is used. And your cumulative right now, you're at about 18% of your budget.
Right, so for example, we have 3,200 for the locomotive. We
When
just
you-
approved
I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
trying to get that. So that 3,200 is effectively gone.
No, I wouldn't suggest that. That is something that you put in your budget, assuming that you had a project this year. So you have 3,200 in your budget for a project that you called the locomotive. It doesn't sound like that's gonna happen this year, and it doesn't sound like that 3,200 will be utilized for that particular project.
So we'll be able to move it to something else.
Right.
Hold on.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
You
you
know,
don't
like the
know.
You
guy-
didn't take it away, though.
No.
It's still sitting.
It's in your
there, right?
budget.
Yep, it's sitting there.
Okay.
So, you know, these are the kind of things that, we have 6 more months to go in this year.
Right, and that's why it's important to look at your bottom line. You're at 18% of your budget at almost July.
Well, last year, we ended up having to pull $2,000 for an emergency repair for the Gambata. So we expect to have emergency repairs. So, and we've got, some of these, we've got a big potential, well, somewhat big, in capital outlay and improvements of 15,000. That's the only one that's fairly big, other than, of course, the lawn maintenance, which will be used. And then you've got miscellaneous expense. So you don't have a lot in here. You've got the dog park, Nana Park upgrade. So again, I'm looking at, if we go through that much in a month,
Well, again, some of these were like a pre-budgeted one-time expense. Your sealing of your bridges, your kayak installation, so you're not gonna see those again,
but then we have to
And-
remove it at the end of the season, which is another
which is in
expense.
your budget as well, I'm sure.
So,
Oh, you've already budgeted for
You've got your budget there?
Yeah.
that. I'm
We
sorry.
budgeted
I
for
can't read right now. My eyes are, I can't read those small letters, so forgive me for that.
So I think the important thing to note is you always try and see where are you at in the year versus what you've spent. So you're at 18% of your budget. We know what the costs are that are upcoming that may be for close down in the fall and any larger projects. Of course, there are going to be unforeseen things. We do try and accommodate those in your capital improvements, and then there's also some extra that we usually put into your miscellaneous or your repairs and maintenance kind
I
of
hate to
items.
do this, but can I interject one more time? So what you're saying is, we have 72% of our budget left. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Is that exactly what you're saying?
That's what it says.
Okay.
Right.
So then we have a budget, we can work with it.
And the big items are already
Covered,
acknowledged in
right?
budget. Yeah.
Yes. And I hate to do this right now, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I want 3 companies to give us a price on anything. The lawn care, everything. I want 3 companies to give us a price.
That would be a commission.
I'm going to do it right now, so.
well, the lawn repair's already done for the year.
Yeah, well, I'm not playing with that. So I want all of us to agree that
The lawn
we
repair
should
is
have
already
3 different estimates
We're in contract with Kevin's.
Yeah.
So
for,
we have to,
for this year.
Right.
yeah.
But
Yes, because
at
they
the end of
haven't- they
that-
haven't
at the
raised
end of
their-
that, I'll change that, so.
Okay, they
From
had
now on,
not
we're
raised
gonna
their
have
price
3
for
votes.
4 years. Yeah.
3 votes, not one person just walking in and giving us a price.
We did agree to
Ever.
that.
I know we did, and I did as well. but it ticks me off that we don't have another company giving us a price, cause I can get a better price. So, that's where I'm sitting with that.
Again, that's a commission action.
Yeah,
You
we'll
decide
work on it.
what threshold you want to require solicitation of bids. And as a
For
board,
now.
you would want to make that a formal
And I wanna
policy.
make it up, so. If we can right now, I don't know if I'm out of
It's not really.
contacts, but I kinda wanna make it a vote.
How about we stay on our agenda?
Yeah, and then we could.
How do we do
once-
this, Ron?
I'd say we stay on our agenda. You can make that an item at the next meeting.
Yeah.
Alright,
So we'll accept the financial reports. The bills, I only see, what? The concrete leveling, I only see, let's see, Joe Jack's concrete leveling. So you paid $1,575 to them?
Yes.
So that looks to be the only bill that we're seeing here.
did you expect a bunch of checks?
Pardon?
It
So-
shows up in this statement, right?
Do we approve the bills, ladies, gentlemen?
Yes. I should
So
say
are
that.
yours, you're, I guess you're approving the bills, I'll second them, and then we need to do a roll call.
Just not printed copies.
Do I need a second in it? Yeah, sure.
It's already been seconded.
Yeah,
Waiting on roll
and now
call.
we just need to do
Here's
a
the
roll call.
maintenance.
Oh, Donald,
Ellen Tolles.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ron?
Yes.
John?
Do you approve the bills?
Yes.
Okay.
Gazan?
Yes,
And yes.
okay.
Communications, we have none.
I'm sorry, what? Okay, yes. Park manager. And then the park manager's report?
That's what, right here.
Okay.
sorry, I've been a little ticked off.
No worries.
Did everyone get a chance to have a look at the park manager's report?
Once again, I'm sorry.
Did
There,
everyone get a chance? I know Karen's reading, she's just having a look at the park manager's report, everyone else?
We never actually gave her a chance to talk. That little girl,
I spoke.
Oh, yeah, before the meeting
oh,
started.
you're done?
Yeah, she
Okay.
didn't want to do a public comment.
Alright, that's good enough then.
We're missing Bill, who's usually also here in the audience as an observant. Okay. Deanna, so today the Godard Coatings had a look at the pickleball courts.
Yes, he'll be giving us an estimate for repairs, and I'm gonna have him also prepare an estimate for full move and replace,
Okay.
so that we have budget numbers.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Did he give you even an idea?
No.
Okay, so we needed discussions on 2 items on here.
and those will be upcoming on the Gaga Ball pit.
You think those are on your agenda as action items?
Oh,
Usually I
they are.
call that out on the park manager
Okay.
report.
Okay,
Anything you see there that's, you have more questions about, you could ask Deanna, or if you wanted to move something to an action item, if you see something necessary.
Okay.
But I try to put those so that it's clear that those are action items. You'll get a chance to
That's very convenient.
talk about those.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Okay, so then,
Yeah, thank you for your hard work. I know it's hard.
So do we want to approve the park manager report, which we do?
is there ever an approval? I don't- there's
No,
never an
it's not. I
approval,
just
so
want
we don't
everybody
need to.
Did we ever
We
approve
just
that?
acknowledge, no, we just
No,
acknowledge that
I'm
we've all
just
read
asking
it.
if everybody's comfortable with it.
Yes.
Yes.
Township liaison.
Uh-oh.
I don't have much to.
Here we go.
At the last meeting that was held, Pam asked about the water and sewer infrastructure work, so I asked about it at our meeting after that. It's kind of still a mess, kind of, but they're working on it. Just asking people, please be patient. If anybody has any issues, as she said, I've been going around door to door. I've made it to about half the township so far, but basically, just please be patient with the work that's being done, and if anybody has any issues in their yard, and it doesn't seem like things are going on, just get a hold of the company. Personally, I want to thank Bill Feelhauer for all the stuff that he did. I think it's awesome, and hopefully we can get that, maybe. But are there any questions or concerns with what's going on in the township, or?
You got anything for him?
Well, I just want to know that they are going to continue to support the park commission should we require some additional funds down the road.
That's, I can't speak on behalf of the board, I'm just one person, but I certainly would, I hope we would.
I hope so too. Anybody else?
Good question. No. Well, I need to sit down.
All right.
Thank you, Alan.
Yep. No problem.
We have a recreation advisory committee update. Ron?
I can just give a little bit, we haven't met in a while, but the township picnic has been scheduled. The clerk is taking the lead on it, so it's gonna be a go this year, so it's a good thing.
What day?
I think it's the second Saturday in September, the 9/14.
I look forward to that.
So that's about all that we have, that I'm aware of.
That's it? Okay.
How did the park, the park cleanup, or how did that event go?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, good.
Did a bunch of
I'm
people
so
show up?
sad I missed it.
It was very well executed.
Okay.
The planning was great. Deanna did a great job.
As always.
Obviously, we had some, we didn't do as much advertising as we will do in the
Right.
future.
Yes.
We did talk about shifting the date because that was the big conflict. It was the same day as the Earth Fair. And so we're going to probably shift it to the first Saturday in May as a norm.
Perfect.
But the people that did show up, they thought it was great. And I have a few little trees growing on my patio right now.
Oh,
Really?
that's great.
That's amazing. We can live with that.
Thank you. Okay.
So the grant updates. Where are we with anything to do with River Park and the endowment grant we were given?
Yeah, so the third item, SEMCOG Planning Assistance Grant, we did apply for that on May 22nd. It's a $10,000 ask, and that would cover the engineering design for that project. So we're kind of in a holding pattern. We should hear within the next 2 weeks if we've received that, and that would shave a lot of that engineering and design cost off of what we're trying to accomplish. And it would give us a good start to move forward on the first phase.
Okay.
Did you get any estimates?
We're not at that point. That would come after the design and engineering is complete.
Really?
Yep.
Like you don't go get a price first?
We did some very rough ones that we shared when we went for
And?
the grant.
What are they?
Those were in your packets a few months ago.
I'm sorry, I don't have those with me. Can you?
I can
do you number?
send those out to
Can
you.
you just give me a rough?
Well, it's in 3 phases. Do we want to go over the whole project again?
Not exactly, I just want a rough guess. say 20,000, 10,000, 15,000, I don't
Okay.
care.
I think it was
Just
closer
give me
to-
a number.
So, phase 1A is basically the pathway, tree removal, lighting, benches, and that's 104,500. And that is what we applied for the grant for a 50% match.
Okay.
Phase 1B is moving forward with doing the parking lot, some picnic tables and trash receptacles. That's 147,000. We don't have, I don't have phase 2 in here. but-
Can we fund this stuff?
We're getting grants for the most of it. That's the intent. Mhm. Overall, it's over 300,000 project.
Okay, that's what it really was.
Yeah, oh, okay. Mhm.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yep.
So we have a potential for yet the recreation passport. That's next year, but still,
Right, we've got a, again, we did get a, the endowment, or which grant am I thinking of? Community Foundation. We have the Community Foundation of St. Clair Consulting Assistance, and they're working on helping us prep for applying for that grant in April.
okay.
Basically, what they're doing is providing, they're gonna have a full concept package
Mhm.
ready to go, so that when we apply, that will be part of our application.
Okay.
We really appreciate your skill at this.
I'm just a
But I have to
coordinator.
question. You understand, right?
Okay.
Okay.
That covers other grants, other than if you were interested in starting to talk about your consideration of a St. Clair County Parks grant. If you wanted to do that, I believe that's up $10,000 and it's due in September.
Are there particular,
Are the things that we're, I'm so sorry. Are the things we're supposed to be doing right now to,
Prioritize, I
To
mean,
guarantee that?
I've shared in the past, I think their priority list is right on their application.
or,
Dog
can-
parks,
Can I suggest that Ron keeps an eye on that? Because I think he'll do a good job. I know he's got a bunch of stuff on his plate, but go ahead. You take care of it, old man.
If you'd like to put that on for discussion at the next meeting, we can do that.
Yeah, sure, why not? Sorry, Ron.
It's all good.
And I think that covers all of the grants.
mhm.
Mulch.
It's a discussion item.
Okay.
What do we got left? We got 6 minutes.
Knock it off.
No, I'm
So
not
we've
kidding.
got project updates. I think we're gonna finish up the Gaga Ball pit. I'm not sure about the pickleball court replacement. Dog park, nobody's come to a conclusion of what they wanna do. Disc golf, what kind of updates do they need?
It's just an update on this golf course, which is in the park manager report. As far as like, I went to Columbus Park and looked at their tee pads, so I'm gonna see if I can't get a contractor to give me a per tee estimate, or if we bundled them all together, what the cost would be to install something similar to what Columbus has.
Do you have any idea?
None.
Now Manor Park, Rivera Park. Rivera, there shouldn't be much to do, right?
No, just replacing the one panel that is, it's in my report as well, that blocked the porta potty basically from view. And I did have an estimate that we did budget for that for this year, but I'm just gonna do it in-house. It's gonna be much cheaper. I already bought some of the supplies, and then we'll assist DPW and get it knocked out and save a lot of money.
Keep doing that.
Thank you. I will.
The bylaws I will be working on this month. I had a little interruption this last month, so I'm back in somewhat form, so. So Old Finish, approve prioritize mulch for parks. Haven't we done this yet?
What exactly does that mean?
Well, we did get a grant for some of the mulch, did we not?
Yep, so in your old business packet, you'll see
$5,000,
those
right?
proposals,
Yeah.
and there's quite a few options here to
So you can
prioritize.
use it however you want. Is that what you're saying?
That was the item that needed some
Okay.
Okay.
direction to the township or the park manager.
And then we had talked about having a new bench by the kiosk, bike repair station, something of a memorial bench to our prior member who's passed.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I don't know where we're getting the money, but we want to. I know you guys can't help us.
Did you finish
We
the
didn't-
old business one?
Yeah, we didn't approve or prioritize the mulch, so how about we do that before we move to the bench?
Let's get that.
It's behind your tab that says old business. There will be the proposals so that you can have a discussion with Deanna about what she thinks the priorities are.
For the mulch, yes, okay. Didn't I have the
You
estimate?
didn't swear
I
out
think I
loud,
put
did you?
something
Because you're on TV.
These?
I know, no, I don't swear on a general basis, so it's good.
For the bulk shipment.
I don't have any.
It says see May report, but it's
So
not.
let's just approve the mulch period.
Oh, well, I think we weren't, Deanna was going to say where. I had an estimate to get a bulk, delivery of it, and I think it was just over, I think I'm missing a page of my May.
145 yards of mulch for $3,262.
There you go, I don't have that second
That
page.
seems a little high.
So.
Where are you getting the mulch from?
It's the other side of the states where all of the certified playground mulch comes from, and it's a company we've
Oh, it
already.
has to be certified.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
if they eat it, you know, it's,
So we can't ask people like Timbers.
no.
It has to be.
It's like triple shredded, super fluffy, like if they land on it, there's no twigs or anything, it's just soft cush. So my recommendation is we just focus on getting a whole trailer full, having it dumped in our Pavilion 2 parking lot, and having DPW just load it into the new play area by Pavilion 2, and then we'll move the rest of it into the kiddyscape, into all the low spots, and we can either have community service come in and spread it all around, or I could have park staff do it, but I feel like for the amount of money that we're gonna save, to just do that, because we know we're replacing the kiddyscape soon, hopefully, so I don't really want us to put $10,000 worth of mulch and labor into it.
So they're really not washing at the river park, which is one I frequent. The park benches are disgusting.
I know.
And I watched one of your park personnel clean up. And do we need to pay them more money or something? Is that what's going on? Because they're not doing it.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
All right. So I watched a gentleman come over there and clean up our park. And all he really did was just empty the garbage can. He didn't do anything else.
What else is he to do?
Yeah, clean tables, I don't know, clean the bathroom.
He does clean the restroom.
Is that wrong to ask?
He may not have cleaned it at that moment, but I do tend to call him off of some jobs.
I'm not trying to get
for
anyone
other-
in trouble here.
Well, I only have one employee, so I know
You
who
only
we're
have
talking
one
about.
employee?
Yes. So,
Where do we see that?
Wow.
he's very particular, and he New ones have been takes good hired on. pride in what he does, so I would be
Well,
surprised.
maybe you need 2 employees.
Well,
Where do
we
we
just got
We had
that.
2,500 budgeted, right? We discussed that.
Yes.
Okay, so
and-
we had 2,500 in the budget. You got an additional 4,000 in a grant, so you have
That's for a
60
year you're talking, right?
You have $6,500 to spend on mulch, and you have some quotes here based on what she just said, and as well about $15,000 in quotes. So I guess that's what we're talking about, is $6,500 to spend. Where does she spend that?
God only knows. That sounds like a nightmare. How is it that we get budgeted so little? I'm sorry, Ron, but I gotta get to this. How is it we get budgeted so little?
I don't know.
I mean,
You did your
the
budget
parks-
last fall.
Excuse me, the parks are the only thing that East China has going for it, right? Would you agree with that or no? Would anyone agree with that? Or you can all just sit here.
No, I mean, they are, because our tax
Because we
rates have
don't
gone
have,
up.
we don't
and
have
our-
bars, we don't have restaurants, we don't have anything, we have a park. We have 7 parks. How is it that we get budgeted so little? I guess I would just repeat, how is it we get budgeted so little?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
How do you not understand that question?
Yeah, so the budget was set in the fall, and there was $2,500 in it. You have an additional 4,000. We just discussed possibly 3,200 additional from a project that isn't gonna happen this year for that locomotive. So if you wanted to add that, you're getting closer to a larger amount.
But we don't know that we may not be required to contribute this year for 3,200.
Please, that's not the question I'm asking. The question I'm asking is, how is it that we own the parks and we get budgeted so little? And then, it's already 8:03 and I want to be out at by 8. But how is it that we get budgeted so little when all we have are the parks? Can you answer that?
I don't think I can answer that because I help with the budget process, but I don't set the budget.
All right.
I'm gonna inject here for a second.
Go ahead.
The commission must have some approval of the budget, so if you deny the budget, reject it, you should be able to go back and ask for increases or decreases in the budget as a commission.
Will you help me?
Pardon me?
Will you help me with that?
Sure.
Okay.
But it's not up to Cindy to lay out that budget for us.
But.
We need to lay that out for ourselves.
But
No,
I
but
still
the-
have to ask her that question because she's the person that is my contact. Do you understand that? So
Actually,
I-
your
I have to
board
ask
liaison
her.
could help you with
I
those
mean, I can go
questions.
right to, what's his name? Van?
No, you have,
You
you're-
stay out of
it's
this,
actually
stay out of
liaison.
this. I can go right to whatever his name is, Van or View or whatever his name is. Vern, thank you. I can go right to him and ask him, but he's gonna tell me the same thing you just told me. But these parks are all we have. Do you understand that? You don't have anything else here. So give us more money.
Well,
Work
you
on
need
it.
to be talking to Alan.
I'm so sorry that
Don, you
I'm,
need to be talking to Alan.
please. I'm so sorry that I'm badgering you on this, but you're all I got, so.
Well, we
I'm
have
just
Alan,
asking.
No,
if
I think you might want to,
Don, I think, what,
I'm not sure he can.
well, he
He's the
can,
board of
because he,
trustees.
He's up against the wall, so.
well, he can, because he is on the board
Really?
of trustees, yeah, so he can,
Alright.
he can
Well.
talk to the board of trustees at the next
All
meeting.
right, I'm just about enough of this, so, let's
Am I-
just
Did
get
I
through,
get
let's
approval
get through the
for
rest.
purchasing the
Mulch.
mulch?
Right, so let's,
So you want how much total?
Well, she wants to
She-
be able to purchase it.
yeah,
It was off at 15,000
30,
something.
you're talking about the bulk.
was it 3,500, right?
$3,268 for 145 yards.
Give her
of
it.
mulch.
Cause she needs it.
So if I can move forward with that, and then the additional expenses would be for DPW staff and equipment to basically just dump it in piles, and then we'll
What?
figure out how to get it.
Who's gonna put it around? Your
Community
one-
service,
your one word.
park staff, volunteers. We're getting good at finding volunteers.
okay, so I'll make a motion to approve the purchase for the mulch, as well as any necessary costs that go with that
for example, paying the DPW, any assistance needed with that.
And maybe we could put something on the board asking for volunteers. You know what I mean? Just-
Okay,
I
so,
second it.
okay, so,
Okay, done,
And then
we're
now
done,
we
we
need-
accepted it.
and we need roll call because this is a
Yep.
financial item.
Yes.
Don will.
Chris.
Okay, Kizran, yes.
Pam, yes. Don?
Yes.
Evelyn?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. So we can move to the next item.
Which is the new bench.
Yes, now we can discuss the new bench. There has been I believe, an email that Cindy sent us. There was a 25% increase or something.
And then somebody also sent an email saying that there was a potential for a bench to be bought from stores in St. Clair for considerably less. No details were given. I think that needs to be investigated, but I do think you should have a bench period by a bike repair station. And if we, happen to put a name or two on it, then that's fine. But meanwhile, we can at least approve the thought.
Okay, so we've had a few happenings, which are actually pretty good since we met last regarding this. We had a resident want to purchase a memorial bench for his mother, and it happens to be within the park. And Deanna had a different idea of styles of benches that she wants in the park. We're gonna stick with the blue ones along the path because that's consistent with what we have, and that's the one that's $1,500. So Deanna looked up a few other options, and we found what we think is a fairly nice alternative. It's a little more park setting type bench. I don't have the screen up, but
Do you have a photo of it?
but if you want to show them that.
I'm sorry.
I felt
This
like,
just happened today.
I felt
so-
like the blue benches were so generic, but they had already started, so we're gonna keep the blue bench idea just down, sorry, my, down the road paths.
Yeah.
But anything that's
I just
confined
want to see it.
in the park, I wanted something a little bit more modern and something that would sort of blend in with the nature. So this is what,
This is what it would be, huh? Okay.
This is a suggestion because we do have an interested party who's ready to write a check.
Okay.
How long do you think that would last?
it's the plastic type.
So it's a
stainless
composite?
steel.
Okay, so
So it
it
should
would
last
last
one
as
of
long
yours.
as those blue benches, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, that's good enough for me.
It's fine.
How much cheaper?
So you're saying that somebody.
Deanna,
I'm sorry.
how much
That bench?
cheaper?
I
And
think
put it
like
in this
$500
No.
cheaper.
So like 1/3? No, so it's $1,500 for the blue ones, right? And how much is it for that one?
This one would be less than 1,000 at the
Well,
business
I
price.
think it went up 25%, so it'd even be more than the 1,500.
I just
Well, wait, they were
posted it.
1,300 prior to
I
that.
thought they were 15, but okay.
Well, you've got it on the website already?
That'd be fine.
You interrupted me, so no.
So,
So the bench is $1,075, and then shipping is about $400 for that.
And then
bench.
mounting it,
That's covered by the township.
it is.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the one that we have the request for is not at this location that you're discussing, but it prompted us to look at some options and get them in front of you as quickly as possible so that we could make a decision. And
Thank
this
you for
person would like it somewhere along the path in a woodsy area that they've already selected with Deanna.
Okay.
basically
you.
in front of my office, if you, with the door open, the area that's in that open part of the woods by the bridge in the woods, it would be on the north side of the path so that you can see the nature part instead of the buildings.
I know how hard you guys are working on this stuff, and I appreciate it. And I'm sorry to be so critical, but I have to, so.
So what I've proposed is if you like this bench, and I've already revised the application for memorial bench, and it just has a statement that if you like to have a memorial bench within the park, you'd need to contact the park manager because it's a different style bench. But that's all it says right now.
Okay. So then, are we just making a motion to accept this, or?
Well, I think the motion is to, are you gonna place a bench at that kiosk area? And if so, is this the style bench? And that would allow us to kind of move forward with this donation bench as well. So I don't know if you wanted,
So this is more or less, does the park commission want to purchase a bench for where we want the location, and then we can exclusively use that for, as a memorial bench for commissioners, parks commissioners. We could put placards on that as,
Well, I think your bench is acceptable. How about everybody else?
Yes. Yeah.
I
Everybody
agree.
else?
Take a vote, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay,
Yes.
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Evelyn?
Yes.
Good.
so that's 2.
All agree, no nays?
No, no.
You're usually the only
I think we should learn how to do a meeting.
So the next is Gaga Ball Pit. Deanna?
I got an estimate, a new estimate from M&M Concrete today for a 25 by 30 pad, and that would be $6,050 is his estimate.
And where would that go?
It's basically gonna go between the old Life Trail units, which is like the old exercise equipment that is being outdated, so we're kind of getting rid of it. Excuse me, but it's gonna be between Pavilion 2, that's nearest the playground, and the kiddyscape. So it's kind of combining all of the locations together.
Thank you.
So as of right now, we have all of the hardware on hand, that's all been delivered. I just have to get the boards, me or DPW.
So what is the final cost you're looking at?
For the concrete is what we
For
need approval
everything.
for. I don't have the price for the wood, but that was something that was approved at a previous meeting, the estimates for the wood. But it's just the concrete, go ahead, and then we can start getting it all put together and installed.
Okay, so I make a motion to approve the $6,050, I think, right? For the concrete pad for the Gaga Ball Pit.
I'll go ahead and second that. And can you pass it over there?
And then this needs to be roll call again, since it's
Yes.
Suzanne?
Kizron, yes.
Dan?
Don Wills, yes.
Evelyn?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Now, the Judge Act's quote for concrete leveling.
So this may have caused confusion when it was sent out. My intent was not to ask for all of these repairs to be done immediately. It was just to, while I had him on site, I took him to everywhere I knew we had issues.
So we can phase this.
Yes.
Okay.
So I just wanted to, like, once I had them there, I kind of just confined them and then run them all over the place,
Wow.
saying this and this and this and this. So right now, because the office was priority, because we're trying to get things moving there, and since we've moved everything out of there with the other construction and things we've been doing, we decided to raise that. So he did lower his estimate for that from 600 to 500. And that has the whole office area is complete. I also had him put a drill hole in the southwest corner of our shop because I knew it was hollow under there. You could feel that it's hollow in there. And it's about this much empty underneath of the concrete. So I'd like to, if we either do it now or budget for it, but he said it's gonna be a couple hundred to 1,000, depending on how much material he uses, but this is preventative maintenance. This is so we don't get to the point where the concrete's already sunk and we're raising it. This is like, we already know there's a void under there, let's get it filled, and now we have both shop and office complete.
So they can't be filled with soil?
No, it's almost like a wet sandy, almost like a quick creek mix, and they just
drill holes, every like foot or two.
It's under the concrete.
Yep, and then they just put this big tube with a compressor and they just start filling it until it starts coming out each of the other holes until no more, there's no more void.
Right.
Okay, if we wait till next year to include this in the budget.
It's held up this long. I've known it's been hollow for some time. Our building inspector, I've even had him look at it and he's like, nothing's cracking, nothing's showing that it's gonna fall, but I'd like to get it done probably at the very end of this season or the beginning of next season, so we can say 2024, these 2 floors were corrected. So we can kind of one and
Because
done.
once it cracks.
Then we're gonna have problems. We're gonna have a lot more expense. So the other projects that I had him look at, are safety and ADA issues. So, like around the pavilions, there, every single one of the, well, not Pavilion 3, because I had him do it years ago, but the main pavilions that are used, they're toe grabbers. So when you're walking up from the asphalt and you're walking into the pavilion, where
You can trip.
Yes,
Yes.
it's all tripping hazard. But as I've mentioned multiple times in the past, like in the park manager report, we need to get gutters on these buildings and on these pavilions, because we have all the water is just rushing under there, it's washing and eroding, and our concrete's sinking. So if we can deter the water away from the buildings and away from our pavilions, we're gonna have longer lifespan on it.
Any idea what that might cost?
I've not had a chance. We've had so many things going on with
Go
the
ahead,
office
give
building.
it a shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
I know
getting
you're
quotes
busy, but
for that.
When you get a chance.
I don't know if, we do have money in the budget because I don't know how much for pavilions. I think 15,000 was
Let's figure out.
budgeted.
Yeah, for your capital outlay, pavilion
So-
sides and trees.
If we don't do the sides, we can do the gutters and then budget again for the sides next year. The sides need to be replaced.
I mean, treat to wonder how you would do gutters around there and still get the water away from it, because
We'd have to pull concrete, a
Oh,
piece of, yep,
underground?
and then we'll go underground and then
Got
shoot
it.
it out.
All right. Those are structural, we gotta get those done.
That's expensive. But
We're in,
it should
it's
be
in
done.
budget.
It should be done.
It's in the budget. We've already,
15 grand is enough.
We budgeted 15 for curtain replacement, and that was a complete estimate because I was waiting for contractors.
For the, excuse me.
Like the drop-down wind curtains that are on the pavilions.
Right.
Is what we budgeted for replacement. But I've been talking with the new DPW supervisor at St. Clair Township about what, he has the roll-down metal, they're almost called storm shutters, like what people in Florida have.
Yes.
And that is my goal, is to get something like that. He actually called me and was like, how are your curtains? We like, these broke and they're super expensive to fix. So him and I have been talking, and I think he has settled on a garage door company who's gonna do the roll-up garage
So
doors.
is St. Clair gonna help us? Is that what you're saying?
No, we've just been collaborating ideas and like how, how's yours working, and I said I hate ours. They're really old and they are all in need of replacement.
And they're failing.
Well, and we're having to have a staff there to bungee cord everything together so they don't blow around. These would be in track where you lower them, they can't get damaged, you roll them
It's a
back up,
hurricane
and then we
shelter.
can lock them.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
So given that we're not going to do that this year, you've got money to take care of that.
I'm still gonna get prices for that, so I'll get prices for the doors or the shutters or whatever, and I'll get prices for the gutters, and then you
Please.
guys can make a decision on
Yes.
which is priority.
Because at this point, and if we don't know what it's gonna cost, then we don't know what to do, so. But yeah, do we want you to have those? We do.
Do you want any of these to be considered for this year, for approval?
I think we can revisit this one, leave it on the agenda for next month. And then I can see what's priority of all of them.
So if there's nothing more to be done on that, do we have any announcements or member comments?
we're making a motion to put this for the agenda for next year. I mean, excuse me. for next, not agenda, to budget it for next year, correct? That's the consensus,
Yes, please.
right? Okay.
I thought she was gonna at least get a primary price, and then we go
Then
from
budget.
there. Go ahead, do it.
I know.
Are you
but
wanting to
I'm
choose
out of
between
order.
the curtains, the gutters, or the raising of the concrete? Is that what you,
Like the 15,000 capital outlay, is that what you're saying?
I'm just asking like what your motion was, or what your,
Well, did we need a motion or no?
no, I know
No,
you
that's
said
what
you
I'm
were
trying
gonna
to
put
say.
this
We
You're
were
jumping
talking
the
about
gun on
three
that.
different
Okay,
things.
okay,
You're jumping the gun.
Okay, all right, okay, so we're good, okay.
You go ahead and get all those numbers
Okay.
and get them back to us, okay? And we'll work on it.
If nobody has anything else,
Yes, I do.
sir,
For Earth Day, I was over at the park and I was sitting there watching what everybody was doing that works for the township, for the parks. And I noticed that everybody is pushing a wheelbarrow and shoveling by hand and moving stuff by hand that should be moved by motorized convenience of some sort, conveyance. I suggested possibly looking into a backhoe type loader to have over there that would have a universal appeal to the park, where they could move stuff around, do a little bit of work themselves in the park with it, and at least save a little bit of manpower.
No, what kind
It's an expensive item. It'd have to be going probably on next year's budget at best. 'Cause even a small loader of some sort is $20,000.
Can I just interject for a second? Deanna, you got one of those?
We do not.
You do not.
We have no equipment besides the Kubota.
So everything they're moving is by hand, and they're doing
I mean,
everything,
that can't happen.
and it's a big park. So I just wanted to inject that now and see if we can't get some kind of action on that in the near future.
well, can you get quotes on that kind of thing, Diana?
Yeah, yes, I can.
Okay.
Used,
I don't know if you'd wanna buy used.
please. We're trying to cut down on the budget. so.
Wonderful idea.
That was a good idea.
It just looks so, I don't want to say antiquated, but so
Unimportant.
manpower.
A big reason for that particular day was because we have volunteers in community service, so it was like bring your wheelbarrow and bring your shovel. You picked a good day to be there. There was a lot of manual movement that day.
That's all for me.
Does
That was a
anybody
good
else?
one. No, I'm done. I think I've asked enough questions.
Do you have any comments? No. Okay. Well, then, I close this meeting, I adjourn the meeting at 8:24 PM.
Hour and a half.